Well, I'm with Ian Smith, who's the sports turf consultant here at St Albans School. And Ian, you're the man that came up with the programme for today's wonderful Dennis Seisis seminar. What was your thinking behind it?
Well, we've done this is the fourth Dennis Day we've done. We've often done far more practical groundsmanship things, and we've looked at the machines out on the site, out on the fields. But with the weather we've been having in the last couple of years, it's really affected us. We've had, the extremes of dry and drought and water restrictions that is really becoming an issue. And I'm aware, we're losing pesticides and things are changing. And I was thinking of the concept to come for the new one, which we were going to have last year, but unfortunately due to COVID it didn't happen. And then on top of that, we obviously had the summer of last year with the temperatures in the high 30s here, where our field died off almost completely for the best part of 3 months. And it really made me think about it even more. So subsequently, I made a few phone calls. I phoned the Met Office and started to talk to people at the Met Office. And it all started to click into place. And I'd like to think that all the speakers have actually linked in extremely well, and just talking about how we've actually got to start thinking in the next generation, really. And certainly a lot of people in the audience weren't aware that people are going to potentially lose their water abstraction licenses in the next
2028 or something?
2028.
Yeah.
And to actually then to start thinking about building your own reservoirs or something of that sort, you need to start doing it now, because it is going to take 5 years to do those things.
It was quite thought-provoking, some of the things that were said this morning.
Absolutely.
Put us on our back heels, really, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But it's better knowing than not knowing.
Oh, I think so. I mean, we do need to be proactive. And actually, when you actually start to hear, the water companies are actually thinking of ways that they can help us as well. They starting using grey water. Nobody thinks about using grey water at the moment. Now, potentially, if it could be a free source of water as well, where you're helping the water companies, and hopefully you're helping yourself. But these things have to be worked out and put in place.
Now, I know from my golfing background that when people drive past and they've got their own hosepipe bands and they see irrigation going on in the golf course, they feel a bit put out by that. But by the other side of the token, it's important, because leisure, we're all supposed to be well-being in things, and sport and leisure has a big part to play in that.
Yeah. We had issues last year when we were starting to produce cricket pitches, and the hosepipe bans came in. Although we were still allowed to use, because we weren't in the first phase of the ban, there was a perception that we were still chugging water on when people at home weren't allowed to use the hose pipes. So we tried to rein back on that, because of we don't want to upset people. We understand that. But then we started talking to the water companies, and they were saying we were on the verge of going up to the next level where we wouldn't be allowed to do that. And they said, when I said that there's a danger that our cricket pitches could start breaking up and become dangerous, their response was, well, unfortunately, do you want standpipes in the road with people filling their kettles up, or do you want a green safe cricket pitch? So
hard to argue.
It is very, very hard to argue. So, I don't know. I mean, fingers crossed, we will have enough water in the future, but who knows?
Well, whether we've got time to come up with long-term viable solutions at this point, I don't know. But I think big thinking needs to happen in big places, I think, at the moment.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, we keep thinking about the next generation of groundsmen, and, we need to be thinking about that. I mean, Alex Vickers did the talk now. We need to be thinking, if we're constructing sports grounds in the future, we actually have a different makeup maybe of the root zone, so we can retain a bit more moisture. But it's getting those balances right.
Well, it's been thought-provoking this morning. I know we've got some good speakers this afternoon as well, so I'm looking forward to hearing them. But congratulations on putting on such a wonderful programme. And I'd love to come back. The fog's just lifting now, but I'd love to come back, have a proper chat with you and do an article on the great work that you do here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ian.